Welcome back to Automotive Life. I wanted to take this time and thank everybody. We posted our very first video only 2 days ago, and it's gotten over 10,000 likes. So I want to thank my friends, family, and all you guys out there for the support. If you have any ideas for a show, please put in the comments below. If we pick your idea, we're going to give you $100 plus an Automotive Life t-shirt. We're going to be doing reviews on cars like this, as well as fun projects. We already have lined up a LS swap and a Mazda Miata, and we're going to put a Hayabusa motor into a smart car. And we're going to do some crazy demolition stuff as well. But I just want to say thanks again, and let's get into the review. Every once in a while, when you're walking through either a car show or a dealership or a showroom, you notice one of those cars that just captures your eye and draws you in. And you think to yourself, what the f is this? And that is the 1996 Ghibli Cup. Now, normally I would try to give you a bunch of information on this car, but there's actually not a lot. The Maserati Ghibli Cup is such a rare car. It came with so many different factory options. We really don't know what this car comes equipped with. I know for a fact that it has a 2.8 twin turbo V6 pushing out 325 horsepower. I do know that it has the Bimbo brake upgrade, but as far as all the suspension, the type of kit that it has on it is very unknown. There's not very many information, or excuse me, much information on the Ghibli Cup. All we know is that it comes with a much more aggressive stance, upgraded horsepower, upgraded suspension. It's got these beautiful body mods. The spoiler along the sides of the windshield wipers, the aggressive louvers in the hood, the lower skirting, the rear balance has an extra 1.5 inches of width compared to the regular Ghibli. Just all kinds of really great rare options. So what we're going to do is, we're not really going to talk about as much. We're actually going to take this thing out because back in 1996, this thing, like I said, produced 325 horsepower. Your average American car at that time was barely pushing out 160. So just from that huge jump, we're going to see what that is today. In today's numbers, that would be close to a 700-800 horsepower car. So let's get into the test drive and let's go from there. The first thing I notice about the Ghibli is the suspension. It is very performance oriented. There's not a lot of give. You know, if you're going around the track, I'm sure this thing's probably a monster. Everyday driving, it's okay, it's not bad. I've actually felt worse in more modern cars. But the thing that impresses me the most is the feel in the steering wheel. You know, a lot of these newer cars have this electric assisted steering wheel, and you kind of get in the way of the vibe of feeling the road through the steering wheel, which makes a much more fun and aggressive way to drive. And I believe that the newer cars rob you of that. But the other thing that's kind of impressive on this car, which we're going to turn around, go down this block here, you know, is we want to make sure that nobody's in the way here. But like I said, this car back in 1996 had 325 horsepower. So we're just going to go ahead and do a slow acceleration just to kind of see and feel. Wow. You barely put your foot on the throttle. This thing wants to launch. That is hilarious. And like I said, think about it. This is back in 1996 when average cars were around 160 horsepower. And this thing was pumping out 325 horsepower. So what we're going to do is, we've already kind of spun it around the block a few times, you know, tested everything, and the car is just awesome. So my recommendation is, if you do have the option to get one of these, buy it. But they are extremely rare and there's not too many of them, so you can't. So in the meantime, this car is on 90% of the racing games. So if you got one of these, look up Ghibli and look up the Cup. This thing is a huge winner in Europe, and I guarantee you'll have a blast with it.